We delight in the beauty of the butterfly, but rarely admit the changes it's gone through to achieve that beauty. So said by Maya Angelou. So back in the early 90s, I had to do a book report on Maya Angelou. I'm sure it was probably for African American History Month. I just remember learning about her and her poetry and the autobiographies, and I know Why the Cage Bird Sings back from like the late 60s. As a child, she went through a bad divorce with her parents and she was sent to live with her grandmother. That was the first thing, because my parents also went through a divorce and I was sent to go live with my grandmother. My mom went to war for Desert Storm, and her family, I think it was like World War II, one of them. So there was just like a lot of similarities. So when she returned to live with her mom, her mom's boyfriend ended up abusing and raping her. She actually told on him, and the guy went to jail for like a day. And then 4 days later, I think, after he got out and was released, he ended up murdered. And so Maya Angelou basically became mute for like years because she thought her voice had killed him. I killed that man because I told his name. Back when I was young, my first premonition was of this train accident. Later that day, this huge train accident happened in Germany. And I was like, oh my God, I killed those people. That was like one of my first premonition spiritual happenings. And I grew up fairly mute in my life because she thought that her voice killed this man. She said she would never speak again because her voice would kill anyone. And so I also had that in my mind. It was during this period of silence when she developed her love for books and literature and her ability to listen and observe the world around her. And during my life, I went through a lot of the same things. I just didn't speak to anybody. There was a lot of traumas that would happen over the years. And I would pretty much just stay to myself, playing cards, or be outside, running around, or doing puzzles, reading. And so I was a very quiet kid. All this later on, I really started to love poetry and writing and expressing my feelings, and just basically to tell your human truth, reliving this agony and anguish, and I would just put it all on paper. It was what helped me until everybody came at me. They took my poetry book, and I mean, there was so much poetry and writing and just like a lot of raw emotion in this. And I was young, so obviously when they took it and they were like reading it, they were like, this isn't okay. And I never got that book back, and I was very mad about that because I had great work in there, but it was too dark for everyone else. I remember listening to her read poetry for, it was like Bill Clinton's inauguration for presidency back then. Back when the economy finally was booming, probably the best it ever had been. I don't know, I just felt this pull with her when I was very young because she resonated with me and a lot of my life. And I just kind of started thinking about this because, you know, not only is her birthday in like a week or so, April 4th, but I was just thinking about her poetry and things, and and things. And then the other day, I made a video about how I wanted to, make life my bitch, basically. And I remember her saying something about this, like grabbing life by the pants and making it your bitch. And it's just like, man, I forgot all about that. I don't know. Our evolution is so intricate and takes so many twists and turns. People really don't like you to tell your truth. They just want to keep you caged in this box that they've put you in. Maya Angelou she grew up like prostituting and stuff. And then later it came with Martin Luther King and Malcolm X and fighting social justice. I try to do a lot of the same things. Fighting for justice of people, of myself. And it wasn't until probably more my 20s that like I actually learned how to stand up for myself. And it's taken quite a bit of a journey to do so. And now I won't even shut up about the things that have gone on my journey, who I am, how I got here. People will always try to tear you down. They'll never let you like change who you are in their mind. If we didn't allow people to change in our mind, Maya Angelou would still be like this sex worker instead of this amazing social justice, voice of the people, just everything. Like, it's like until you make it in the world of something beautiful, you'll still be that like garbage that you were given or were lifed into. It's just like our butterflies have to literally turn into mush in a cocoon, build themselves a cocoon, turn into just liquid mush, and then over time going over transformations inside their cocoon for weeks and whatnot until they emerge as a butterfly. And that always resonated with me. And like with my business, Phoenix Evolution, the phoenix must spontaneously combust in all its pain and agony to fall into the ashes and then rise again from those. And that's our greatest pains, and everything will make us soar the highest depending on how we use it, how we see it and view it and learn from it. That's life. Just kind of wanted to have a story time tangent. Like my Angelou, all of my work, my life, everything that I do is about survival. Not just bare, awful, plodding survival, but survival with grace and faith. And while one may encounter many defeats, one must not be defeated. It is in our testimony when we speak about our life and our struggles. I love to speak about metaphors, plots, and events that have happened in my life to basically tell this book that is within me. We all have a book within us. It's up to us to tell it. Some memorable quotes from Maya Angelou. I've learned that people will forget what you said. People will forget what you did. But people will never forget how you made them feel. There is no greater agony than bearing an untold story inside you. What you're supposed to do when you don't like a thing is change it. If you can't change it, change the way you think about it, and don't complain. When someone shows you who they are, believe them the first time. Courage is the most important of all the virtues, but without courage, you can't practice any other virtue consistently. I can be changed by what happens to me, but I refuse to be reduced by it. You may not control all the events that happen to you, but you can decide not to be reduced by them. I love to see a young girl go out and grab the world by the lapels. Life's a bitch. You've got to go out and kick ass. I don't trust people who don't love themselves and tell me I love you. There is an African saying, which is, be careful when a naked person offers you a shirt. I did then what I knew how to do. Now that I know better, I do better. Music was my refuge. I could crawl into the space between the notes and curl my back to the loneliness. You may not control all the events. Success is liking yourself, liking what you do, and liking how you do it. My mission in life is not merely to survive, but to thrive, and to do so with some passion, some compassion, some humor, and some style. Have enough courage to trust love one more time, and always one more time. Never make someone a priority when all you are to them isn't an option. You may encounter many defeats, but you must not be defeated. It may be necessary to encounter the defeats so you can know who you are, what you can rise from, and how you can still come up out of it. You can only become truly accomplished at something you love. Don't make money your goal. Instead, pursue the things you love doing and then do them so well that people can't take their eyes off you. Pretty women wonder where my secret lies. I'm not cute or built to suit a fashion model size. But when I start to tell them, they think I'm telling lies. I say it's in the reach of my arms, the span of my hips, the stride of my step, the curl of my lips. I'm a woman, phenomenal woman. That's me. A woman's heart should be so hidden in God that a man has to seek him just to find her. Try to be a rainbow in someone's cloud. You are enough. You have nothing to prove to anybody. The desire to reach for the stars is ambitious. The desire to reach hearts is wise. Ask for what you want and be prepared to get it. If I am not good to myself, how can I expect anyone else to be good to me? Stepping onto a brand new path is difficult, but not more difficult than remaining in a situation, which is not nurturing to the whole woman. Everything in the universe has a rhythm. Everything dances. No matter what happens or how bad it seems today, life does go on, and it will be better tomorrow. Any book that helps a child to form a habit of reading, to make reading one of his deep and continuing needs, is good for him. You may shoot me with your words. You may cut me with your eyes. You may kill me with your hatefulness, but still, like air, I'll rise.